Hello programmers! Today we're going to do a video about edge detection. You would use this with your self-driving cars or your robots to figure out where the lane lines are or where the objects are that you want the robot to maneuver around. First, we're going to load an image. I am working in Google Colab because it has all the libraries already installed for me. But if you want to run this in a different environment, we're going to be using Pytorch. I'm going to go over to this little file icon and I want to upload a file with an image. We're going to import Pytorch, and then we want to be able to use these stateless functions from this module Pytorch neural network functions. Instead of typing that big long thing, we've got an alias, and we're just going to do capital F. We've got from Pytorch Vision, we want to be able to transform. PIL is short for Python Image Library, and we're going to be able to import the image class from that. And then matplotlib.pyplot for plotting and graphing. First, we'll load the image. I'm going to convert it from a color image to a strictly black and white. So the L is for luminescence. And then we'll just take a look at what we're dealing with here. I'm going to look at this image variable that holds the image and say, well, what data type is that? We can say, what's the size of our image? What's the mode of the image? And when we hit this little run button, we see the output right below the code. We see that the image is a Python image library image.image, and I've got a 400 by 400 image of this Arctic fox. And make sure it is showing up over here. Sometimes the upload fails, so if I double click on that, I can see the whole Arctic fox image. But our goal is to be able to use Pytorch, so I want to switch this, transform it to a tensor, create an instance to be able to transform the image, and then we will pass in the image to this instance of the class. We transformed the image to an image tensor variable. Then we've just got the grayscale image, so we've got the width and the height, a 400 by 400 image, and the C will be 1 for grayscale, the channel. And then the unsqueeze adds an extra dimension to this, which is the batch dimension. So we can have more than one image that we're processing at once. I'll go ahead and hit the run button again, and this time I've got a torch with the size 400 by 400, that's our image. We've got the fact that it's a black and white image, and then we only have one image. So how does this new image tensor variable correspond to our fox image? Well, let's say I want to look at this 1 pixel 50 columns and 50 rows over right here. It's a black pixel. Well, I could say image tensor, give me the 0th image, the first image, there's only one. The first channel, which with black and white, there's only one channel, and then the width and the length, and it'll give me a number close to 0. 0 would be black, and the absence of all light, so I do end up getting something close to 0. And then if I picked 200 rows and 200 columns over, I should get something closer to 1, which is all the light, or in this case it's a bit of an off-white 0.85. I can go back to my code and see that I do get those numbers. Next, I'm going to define a kernel that's going to be useful in the edge detection, and this is just a little matrix. There's more than one way to do this. I was aiming for something where if you add all the numbers in this little kernel together, you're going to get 0. So I started with the top, all 2's, and then -1 for the second row and the third row. And if you add all the numbers together, you're going to get a 0. And this 3x3 convolution filter is used for top edge detection, and we've got the non-negative numbers on the top. So let's see how it can be used to detect edges. And I found it useful to start with a very tiny, small image. If I have this all dark black image, then it would be represented as a matrix with all 0s for the values. And what happens if I use the convolution kernel to try to find any top edges? Well, imagine that you take that 3x3 kernel and overlap it with the upper left corner, and you would multiply the 2 times 0, the 2 times 0, 2 times 0, -1 times 0, -1 times 0. You're basically just going to get 0 for everything. And then you move that over, and then you overlap it with the next pixels. And same thing, you're going to keep getting 0, 0, 0, 0. So there are no edges if you've got this image that's all black. So your original image, you are not detecting any edges. What if it's all white? Well, even though the numbers are different, and we're going to represent all these pixels by saying that 1, it's got all the light there, because the kernel has everything that adds up to 0, when I multiply 2 times 1 and 2 times 1 and 2 times 1, and then add on -1 times 1, -1 times 1, -1 times 1, etc. Add all those together, and you're going to get a 0 again. For every single pixel in here, there are still no edges. If you had gray, you'd have 0.5. It's halfway in between black and white. It's still going to detect no edges. But what if you actually have an edge? So when we line up the convolution kernel with our left-hand top corner, we do the math, we're going to end up with the value of 1 instead of a 0, meaning there is no edge. We've got a little bit of something going on there. When we slide that convolution kernel over and do it again, we're overlapping with our edge even more, so we end up getting a higher value. When we move the convolution kernel so it's overlapping completely with the edge, we're going to get the highest possible value. The zeros in that black edge mean that we are not getting any of these negative values in our dot product sum, and we are only getting the positive values, the 2 plus 2 plus 2 times the 1 there. We're noticing that there's a top edge, that there's a difference between a light part of the image and a dark part of the image, and so we'll end up with our highest values there on the edge. So this is the result of doing that convolution, and we're going to need to normalize this so that our values go from 0 to 1 instead of, in my case, I'm going from -6 to +6. So when we normalize this, we'll be able to get an image that has a white line, the highest positive value, which will end up being 1 after we normalize. That shows us the top edge. So let's see how this works with our original program. We've added the kernel. We're going to do that convolution using the kernel and the tensor, which is when we transformed our image into a tensor. Once we've done that, we've got all the edges. The squeeze removes any parts of the result that have a size 1. So remember, there was only one image and there was only one channel. It'll remove that so that we've just got our 400 by 400, every single pixel and what color it is. The CPU function will move this from a GPU, graphics processing unit, to a CPU, and NumPy, and that's necessary before switching this to a NumPy array. And so NumPy array, matplotlib is used to plotting NumPy arrays. Then we'll graph our original image and the edges and take a look at that, and bam, we've got our top edges. What if we were to make some changes to this convolution kernel? I'm going to update it. I'm going to try to update it to look at the left edges. I put my 2s on the first column, and I have my -1s on the middle and the last column, and we'll run that and take a look at how that changes the output. And look, I've got a different set of edges that I'm detecting. So the difference going from the white to the black, the left edge here is showing up as a nice white line. We've got some other edges down here, etc. We could change this again. And now I'm looking for the bottom edges instead of the top edges. And we see the edge here where I'm going from white for the back of the Arctic fox to the black there. That's a nice bottom edge. Same with here. We've got the top of the head and we're outlining around the ears. And we'll just try one more. This time I'm going to look for the right edges. And I'm going to see that those are highlighted in the nice light white line there. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video about edge detection using Pytorch. Happy programming!